Hi, I'm Miltonchang of Bonsaiheirloom. So today I want to show you this English boxwood and how I can turn a landscaping bush actually into a bonsai. I bought this tree in a 15-gallon can about 10 years ago, and it's grown quite a bit, and my gardener tried to prune it to shape it more like a ball for landscaping. So today I will go through the challenge of making that into a bonsai to show you the process. And by the time when I'm through with it, it will be pretty bare because my process is to take a raw tree, study its basic form rather than fight with it, capitalize on its merit, and build on it. So I will cut off all the redundant branches until I get it right, and then it will grow out for me to clip again to get it even better, working closer and closer to my vision. So that is the process I do. So with that tree, then you're obviously not going to use any of this, and you decide the tree, could be this tall, the bonsai could be this tall or this tall, but to be on the safe side, I'll cut it off at this height, and then I fine tune it to keep it to a more modest height. Well, it turns out the branches are too thin. When I do it, it vibrates so much the energy gets absorbed, it doesn't really do it. So let me just use a regular cutter to cut them. So I would just use a conventional clipper that you can readily get from Costco and places like that at this time of the year or soon in springtime, and just cut the height to roughly the outline of what the bonsai wants to be. And so this is actually quite convenient. It's good enough to cut a branch of this thickness. So middle a little bit taller, and the side a little bit shorter as a clump typically will grow in nature. And the middle ones are usually a little bit bigger. They have more time to grow. You don't want to twist. You just want to push to cut. So that one I had to cut a couple of times maybe. Apparently boxwood, it's a very hard wood, and in China it is used for carving figurines because they tend to be very hard wood, and it's considered a very desirable carving wood for carving. And it's quite brittle actually. That's good. It makes it look like a natural break that I can make into a gin if necessary. So I'm just doing a rough cut to get an outline. Okay, so roughly, and remove the dead branches, of course. So now roughly, if you look at it, this would be the bonsai that you were trying to work towards. But with the multiple trunk, like a clump, you can see all these clumps you can keep, or you can reduce them to a smaller number of clump. And then that's the outline of your bonsai. Now I have to do the next refinement, the next step of this tree. Some of these, for example, like this, I can cut it short to make it into a gin, which means dead branch. Now, this is a problem. you can see your tree growing out. This is a nice middle one. This one is on the side, very close to this, and bump into this. I can certainly make it into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, triple trunk. I'm not sure that I like the symmetry too much. In fact, I probably would prefer to get rid of both of this one and this one to accentuate a clump, maybe 2 or 3 trees, 2 or 3 main trunk. Or I can take this one off and make that into a separate tree. I think that's what I'll do. I'll make this into one tree and cut this branch off and make this into a second tree right next to it. And this tree is multi-trunk. Now, given this one is fairly down deep, I suspect there's some roots down there. So I can save this one and make it into a separate tree. So let me try this. And you can see there's ample fibrous roots, so the tree is not going to die on me, even though I do drastic root cutting to fit the pot, growing pot. So I will try to divide this one. You have to use the electric tools carefully because they are very powerful. They can hurt you. So I would say, yeah, I think I can probably come from that angle. And if I cut this way, I can probably get this one to live as a tree that's fairly high up, but nonetheless, I can play with it. I just want to get a little bit of roots on this trunk so I can save it to make it into a tree. I wind up bending this. You see, these tools are not very hard steel, but they make a sharp edge, but they're not very durable. So we are actually doing some research on the right kind of steel to use. Not much roots, but that roots is enough to save this tree. And so if I plant it, let's say I cut it off here, this tree will live, and then I have a separate tree. You know, it's almost not worth the effort, but on the other hand, I really hate to waste. So I will save this one for a new tree. So now let's look at this. You can see there's still some branches I need to remove. You can see now at this angle, yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 trunk. That's a nice little clump forest. Not quite a forest, but it's a nice clunk. And so now I will try to shape the rest of it, but that is the basic core of my design. So I don't want to cut off too much, but let it shoot out again. And then next time, I'll decide what to keep and what not to keep. Like these are way too long, and this one's dead. Hopefully this will shoot out, but if it does not, that's not the end of the world. I don't really need that. Just cut off the real long branches. They would never be where I need it. This tool is really quite good. The cutter is really quite sharp too in terms of cut pretty thick branches. And for this hardwood, this is a very hard wood for use for carving. This will be my front. And I have a clump with 3 dimension. That's like this. This grow out this way, this. And I don't really want to cut this too much. Like these should be shorter. But if I cut it short, there's nothing green here, so it may not shoot out. So I leave it alone for a while. I can cut it here, suppose. I really like to see this taller and these shorter, but I think I'll play it safe. I would leave it alone for now wait until the next flush of growth to see what remains alive, and then try to work on it again. So let me now work on the roots. So basically, this tree has a lot of fibrous roots. Look at that. It's entirely fibrous roots. That's grown as a nurseryman. They grow this in very porous soil, probably mostly peat moss and sand. So it will never be that deep because the roots starting here, maybe down here a little bit, like looking at those roots, I think the roots probably start about like an inch lower. I never need the depth here to fit into a bonsai pot. So let me just cut that off for now so that when it comes out, all the roots will be effectively using the limited soil space that I'll be providing in a bonsai pot. But you can begin to see this is a really nice clump. Likelihood I will cut this one short to make it like here, but I would like to see how these will contribute to design. So the next time it will be a lot closer to the final thing, but let me just leave this alone for now. So with that in mind then, I would just now cut off all of the redundant soil root ball so that I have more roots, fibrous roots growing in the right places. You can see now it's pretty much flat root or fibrous roots. You can see the trunk is pretty large, and this root, I'll probably clean off the dirt to see if there's a big enough piece of wood for someone to do a carving. In the meantime, you can see if I put it here, you can see that's a bonsai tree. So now I will trim off the fibrous roots to fit the pot. I will have to do some fine trimming, but I can put it in this pot, and you can see this is an instant bonsai that I think you will pay a lot of money after a year or so when I refine the leaves. Okay, so today I mainly focus on turning this bush into a bonsai, a clump forest bonsai, which I think in a year or so, in 6 months, it will start to green out and look nice. So I want to show you the range of boxwood. This is a English boxwood. The leaves are not quite as thick, not as big, but it's got a nice characteristic, and it generally grows in a clump, so you don't get a big trunk. And then there's the most common one that you use for hedges. Those are the Japanese boxwood, and you know what they look like. They can be. I've one time gotten a Japanese boxwood that's very, very old, about this size. Again, believing in the old folks about keeping the trees dry, it died on me. And then this is a Kingsfield dwarf bonsai. I want to show you in boxwood bonsai, which I worked on about 2 months ago. It was a nice clump, and I cleaned it off to look like an oak tree. That's a shohin. Mind you, this Kingsfield boxwood is very slow growing. This is probably a 20, 25-year-old tree. And I really love it. I think this would be a nice shohin. On the other hand, the English boxwood had the nice feature they don't turn yellow in the winter time, whereas the Japanese variety will. And then there's the Chinese boxwood, which you rarely find in the US, that grows into a tree. And that is, in fact, the wood used for carving. So what I've done is that you can see the boxwood grows very nicely with a lot of fibrous roots, so they are very easy to make into a bonsai. And I clipped this fairly bare about 2 months ago. Even in this cold weather, it leaves out quite nicely. So I will start to go in and thin off all of the growth, and it will be a very nice shohin to show you in March, April. So with that in mind, I'll conclude today's program, show you how brutal I can be to cut back a boxwood landscaping tree and to make it into a bonsai tree. Well, thank you very much for watching today's video. Subscribe to our channel and tell a friend. And most importantly, go to our website and sign up to become our VIP so that we can send you announcements of special considerations. Thank you very much. See you next week.